Boys,
Here we go.
we finally got to figure out what this fucking card-based shooter was about.
FragPunk.
Has released.
You probably missed it. I
is-
understand.
As the person who is adamantly against hero shooters, I've had a fucking great time at this game.
Just like the few matches I've with you guys, I only played maybe 6
I don't know.
matches, 7 matches.
Yeah, we played quite a few.
When I hopped in, you played for about an hour when I was in there.
Just that little chunk of time played, and already I'm just like, okay, yeah, this is probably going to fit into my rotation along with Marvel Rivals for my multiplayer itch, because this is a lot of fun.
So first, top it off, FragPunk is a 5 versus 5 shooter game in the style of like CSGO and Valorant. There is 2 objective sides, there's an attacking side, there's a defending side. In current standard mode, it is a match of best of 7. I would assume in ranked it's more, but none of us have played ranked, so we'll update that on a later date. The concept of it is you pick a character. Each character has 3 abilities for utility. You can pick a weapon loadout and yada, yada, yada. The bonus play in this game that makes it unique is at the beginning of the phase, you have the, what I think it actually calls it, the play phase.
Card shards is what they're called.
Well,
yeah,
the phase is actually called like the play phase, in which 3 card shards are chosen from amongst everyone on your team's available cards. You then take points that you earn from the match through either kills, objectives, or you get the +1 per round and put points to activate a card. If a card succeeds in activating, it then changes the rules of the game based on whatever the card says. Anything is wild from just simple big head mode all the way to everyone now just has melee weapons.
And you can also get the sliding with the ice with melee weapons and create a real shit show.
And that's where it gets interesting. I was just giving simple examples, but
I was gonna say some of the more basic ones are like if you put a point, because the cards range from like only needing 1 point to unlock to 5. And a lot of the ones that are like 1 point to unlock, it's for every point that you put into it, it increases the effect of the card. From as simple as like explosive damage being higher or like headshot damage being higher. Those are some of the more basic examples. There's also...
Which could be very scary because I had a match where they put 8 points into the melee lunge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. Some of the other modifiers you could get, defending side can just have grass spawn everywhere that you can crouch down in.
Yep.
With some of the grass being purple, which makes you invisible.
Yep.
And then even to the point where attacks ricochet or cause chain lightning, which is also very fun.
Or you can get the double wombo combo where bullets will make your opponents move slower and tag chain lightning on top of it.
Which I got a fun one earlier I unlocked, which is throw to trigger, which the bomb, you can just throw it onto zone and it arms itself.
Oh, no shit.
That'd be cool.
That's cool.
I will say one of the more simpler cards that I have been a big fan of is shotgun blasts add fire damage and set people on fire.
That did win us a round earlier.
Did win a round with it by trading off kills where I died, but the burn damage from my shotgun killed him.
Yep.
I just also got a card that would be lovely for you because it increases, forces everyone. I don't know if it forces everyone to use shotguns, but it pretty much amps up all shotguns.
Oh, that'd be
round.
cool. But yeah, I was just gonna go back real quick because like starting out, like the characters that you can choose, there are 5 available for you from the beginning of the game because it is a 5v5 game, and then was it like 8 to 10 more that you can unlock?
It's 13 in total, so there's 8 more characters you can unlock.
So you can unlock more characters.
No, that's not right. Because there's 5. No, that is right.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know how long it takes to unlock a character.
A while.
After
I've
playing
seen some negative reviews on that element.
after playing for about 2 hours or 2 to 3 hours, I unlocked like enough of the currency for unlocking characters to be about an eighth of the way there.
Right.
Yeah. So I continued playing after you got off, John, and I reached just 3K.
Okay.
And to unlock a character, you need 18,888.
Yeah, that's some of the only negative reviews I really saw was like, really? Come on. Like that much to like I saw some negative reviews on that.
I mean, and that's pretty high. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's pretty high too.
I mean, the only slightly okay thing is they do have in their login rewards on day 2 of logging in, you do get an item that just lets you unlock a character, as well as in one of their current events called Porcelain Hunting, which unlocks 3 challenges specifically for it for like, I think it's like 8 days, and you unlock 1 day at a time. There is another one of those statues like midway through it. So with the current event and login rewards, you can at least unlock 2 other characters. Mm-hmm. But in terms of acquiring the other agents, it is a bit of a grind unless you want to swipe that card. So that is sort of one bad side.
The other thing is, there's a lot of menus to sort through in this game as well, which is a bit confusing because just trying to unlock my rewards or to like get the notifications to go away. I found menus and menus that I didn't know were there, which is where some of those events are at.
Yeah.
But one thing I have noticed is there are a multitude of ways to swipe in this game. Because like I think there's a shop where you can just buy skins or something.
Yes.
There's also like they're
loot boxes.
It's essentially loot boxes that you can like unlock. I've just from playing for like 3 hours and going through like, I don't know if it was the battle pass or an event or something, I've been able to open that like 4 times.
That's just through leveling.
Okay, just through leveling, I've been able to open that like 4 times. Which, I mean, it's cool. I got a cool skin for one of my guns for it. But it is also like, man, I don't know how like frequent that'll be able to do free to play.
Not terribly frequent because I mean, it is published by NetEase, so it is microtransaction heavily. As John mentioned, there is a battle pass, there's the loot boxes, and then of course there's just straight buying currency for skins and bundles and whatnot like that. Besides that, there is the blue currency Gleamium, which you can use for the just the regular loot box, which is 300 Gleamium spin, which I mean isn't that terrible. I mean, in the time we played,
I've gotten quite a bit.
Yeah, in the time we played, I accumulated 3,000, and that was enough to do 10 spins in it, or 10 pulls. Which I mean, if you're having fun, that's not too bad. And through the regular loot box, you can acquire currency for the money loot box. It's a rare reward, but it is possible.
Yeah. But yeah, I personally would have preferred to see like, and granted, I feel like most people are probably saying this, character unlocks be like cost half of what they are. Yeah. If it was like 8 to 10,000 for a character, I'd be like, okay, that's fine. That's like you play because that's. I also come from playing like a lot of these like free to play looter shooters where it's a heavy grind fest to unlock additional characters and that, which usually then also has time gated features. So I'm used to playing a game for like 15 hours to be able to unlock 2 to 3 additional characters. But it is a little disappointing where it's like I would probably have to play for like 15 hours to unlock 1 character, if not for like the daily login rewards, giving you 1. So it would be nice if they lowered that cost a little bit.
I say the one positive in all this though is just in this style of game of sort of seek and destroy, objective attack and defense, is that with the standard mode it is a lot shorter than most games with this style.
Honestly, once when I hopped in when you guys were playing around and you mentioned because I didn't know what the game was.
Yeah.
When you guys mentioned it was like that Valorant style, not gonna lie, kind of got brought down a little bit. We got into the first game and I realized, oh, this is like best of 7.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then once we get through it, it goes. Even when you have a game go like 5, 6 rounds or something, it's fast.
Yeah.
It feels very fast versus because the standard for CS:GO and Valorant are like 14.
I think it's like I think you gotta win 15 rounds.
That's on CS:GO. In Valorant, you gotta win like 8 because it's best of 14.
Okay, yeah. I only have the
CS:GO.
CS:GO.
Yeah, CS:GO
experience.
is longer than Valorant.
But yeah, gameplay wise, it is a very solid shooter. I
Yeah.
was very surprised when it jumped in the tutorial because you mentioned it felt good.
Yeah.
I got into it. It was immediately apparent. I was like, oh, this actually feels really nice.
Yeah, I had to mess with my sensitivity real quick and upped it a bit. But I mean, after I did that, yeah, no, it's pretty smooth.
No, that's the one thing about FragPunk is that they've nailed the gameplay, right? They've nailed the idea, they've nailed the gameplay. That stuff is incredible, right? It feels great to play. The concept is interesting, it's unique, it's different. It gives you a different taste from what you normally play. It's just kind of everything else with the menus and the pricing. Like, can we figure this out a little bit? Maybe do some tweaks, whatever. But the important part is the core mechanic, the core gameplay. They nailed it.
Oh, yeah.
Because like this is one of those games where it's like if you are a FPS player, you play FPS games all the time. Maybe you swap between a few, whatever. This is one you can come into just to have a good time, right? Like that's all this is.
Yeah, because even on like console side where it has been delayed due to
Unfortunately.
optimization and stuff like that, because I was initially going to play on Xbox because my PC is old. I wasn't sure if it was going to run very well. Luckily, it does. So I initially went on to Xbox and tried to download on there, and everyone was, I didn't know about the delay till I looked at it, but when I looked at the reviews, instead of just being bashed, it was mostly everyone just still giving like 4 or 5 stars. Like, I don't care if it's delayed, just make it good, and this is a fantastic game.
Right.
Yeah.
And because that's been the solid thing. Even the people that have given negative reviews, I think on Steam, most of them still been like, the game's good. I just hate the menus and and the costs.
One thing I was going to mention, because anybody coming from like CS that might want to give this game a try, they have done something interesting with like the equipment stuff that you would be used to with like smokes, flashbangs, like Molotovs and that. Each of those is assigned to a secondary weapon. So there's just regular grenade, smoke, flash, and Molotov. They are all a alternate fire on a secondary pistol where you get 2 shots of each per round.
And then you also have to take into account there's cards that also more or less use that effect. Like there's the death rattle card where if you die, your head explodes as a flashbang. So if you charged in, then you have the little lions, which are little shits. Who,
Love those guys.
Whenever an enemy in his range, they just go and charge them. And they bite them and then explode into a Molotov fire. Because I've seen many people just stand in that stuff and die because they're not paying attention.
Yeah.
The other aspect with that I like to mention, instead of where a lot of these other games are very utility heavy on just blocking lines aside and whatnot, this game is very much more heavier on trap placement and movement detection. Because just about everyone has some sort of deployable and has some sort of ability to detect other people.
Yeah, that's one thing because I haven't played all 5 of the characters that are unlocked yet. I've played most of them now, and that is one thing I noticed immediately. I was like, everybody kind of has one ability that's like throw it out, set it there, and it'll either detect somebody or it kind of blocks it off to where they either have to just charge through it, take the damage, or be revealed, or they have to reveal themselves by destroying it.
There is a few exceptions with a couple of characters. There is Zephyr, she's literally tagged as an assassin. Her whole kit's based on her being stealthed and being able to backstab people. Then there's a few teleporter characters that are more fraggers in terms of misplacing themselves to be able to advance unseen, to pop up in the middle of the enemy team, some form of faction. And then there's Spider, who's just a bastard who throws a deployable, which if it grabs onto someone, it then brings them to where he was standing.
That's cheeky. Haven't seen that yet.
I've only seen one Spider so far, so not many people are picking him because I guess his kit seems either unusual to him or they don't feel like it's good. One other aspect I want to mention that neither these two got to experience in terms of tiebreakers in this game.
Oh yeah, sounds cool.
If shouldn't the game go into tiebreaker instead of having one final round of attack and defend, instead it goes into a duel mode in which everyone on both sides picks a position 1 through 5, and starting as well as are allowed to pick a character and load out one last time. Then you proceed on doing 1v1 duels until one team no longer has any players. And it goes until you die. So if you win a round, you go again with the same health and whatever resources you still have left. So if you blow everything on the first round, you best be a damn good firearmsman.
Man, that's got to be great to watch. Because I assume it's just you load in on the same map.
No, it's actually...
Or is it do you load in somewhere else?
It's actually smaller duel-specific maps.
Oh, that'd be... That I'm more... Because when you first mentioned it, I didn't realize that it changed maps to a
Well,
more...
it would be sort of hard to do that on like the really big map.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, because you just have two people
running around in circles.
Two people either running around with SMGs or something, or you'd have two people just sitting, waiting at the end of a hallway for each other to walk out.
Yeah.
But no, it does have actually smaller duel-specific maps. I've seen 2 of them so far. I assume there's one in association with each larger map, in which they are much more smaller size, and pretty much a round can be pretty quick.
That's got to be great to watch someone just run through all 5 people.
Oh, I did, because the first time, because the both of my games, which went in tiebreaker, I lost both. The person in the second position and the first one wiped my entire team. And on the other one, it actually went down to the other me team's 4th position was actually trading off pretty well till that 4th position. He cleaned house.
Yeah. And with that concept, it's just further give kudos to the dev team, right? Or it's like not only did you have a really unique premise for this FPS game with the whole card function, the card shards, but you took a step further. It's like, let's get wild and wacky with tiebreakers. Let's do this dual mode thing. Let's put everyone on this map, whatever. Just have a great time, whatever. Ammo doesn't replenish. Just kudos to them for the unique idea.
That's the one thing that does replenish is ammo.
All right, so whatever, that does replenish. But just kudos to them for like being really creative, because again, it's like if your normal daily grind, if you're just an FPS guy, you play Call of Duty, Battlefield, whatever, and it's just like, man, just like I just want to go, have fun, have a great time. FragPunk's your winner, like, because like the gameplay is just fun. Like, kudos to them, man. What a unique idea with that dual mode. I imagine when it popped up, you were just like, what the fuck is happening?
That's exactly what I said. As soon as I saw 3-3, so we're gonna do one more round, and it went duel, I went, what?
What is this?
Yeah. I will say it's been the game was fun to start with, but it was also very like apparent we were playing people who had no idea of what was happening.
Oh yeah, those first couple games.
To the point where it kind of felt almost like playing bots in a sense, because there was a time literally where me and Zach walked into the plant spot and you go to your left, and I turn around and there's a guy just like strafing side to side in the corner,
watching the other doorway.
But very quickly afterwards, it was.
We eventually got out of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think it was the game where you decided to get off, Alex. Once we got past that, every game was an actual game from there on.
Nice.
I was about to say, Alex caught a bit of that right before he left with a couple of them.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3.
But yeah.
Although we had a couple games in there where on one map, the team just kept running to the same spot.
Night market.
They kept running to the same spot and grouping in the same area to the point where at one point I was like, I think it was the final round. I went to the other Bob side. I was like, surely now. And I hear Zach going, it's a shooting gallery. And I'm like sprinting my way. I'm like, I want to be a part of it.
Because literally with how that on Night Market, I think it's Zone A, more or less how it is how it's set up. There's a wall right there at the opening side on the defender side, but there's also in the midway point just an open area that sees into it. So they would just throw a smoke and they would just go into that corner. And all of us who are coming from A would just be like, okay, and just mow them down because they all just went right in that corner.
Right.
I do want to clarify because I don't think we 100% clarified it. The cards that you pick at the start of each round only affect that round.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So it's not like if you pick big head mode for that round, they won't have big heads besides that round unless the card shows back up.
Yeah, it's a new set of cards each round.
So like every round the gameplay kind of constantly changes.
In which there's a total of 6 cards that can be activated at once. 3 for your team, 3 for the opponent team.
Yeah. So I just wanted to clarify that because I had, like, based on what we said, I could very easily see people wondering if those card effects stacked up.
Right.
Which it would be cool if there was a mode where all of that did stack up eventually. It's just like a chaos mode.
I mean, there probably is because, I mean, besides the standard mode, which is Shard Clash, there is the arcade, which I did play a couple of those after you got off, which changes up and has like a little bit more fun. There's currently a Rocketeer mode, which is just everyone's playing the character Broker, who has an RPG, and they have infinite ammo and infinite skills.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's 10 brokers on a map jumping around shooting rockets at each other.
That is also another card effect. If we haven't said it, there's a card effect where you can, if you pick it, everybody can play the same agent.
Yes.
Or the same character. So we did that we did that at least once,
Yes.
where we did essentially do that exact thing where 3 of us went down a hallway and all fired rockets down the same hallway and obliterated a couple people.
Because no one was expecting 3 brokers.
Yep.
Because standardly, only one person can play each character.
Yep.
But yeah, they have a couple different game modes in that arcade because there's also a outbreak mode, which is like zombies. People start around as it gets turned into zombies, are infected, and kill the others. The only bad thing about that mode is like it does like 7 rounds, and it's like a 5-minute timer.
Oh, that could be rough.
Yeah, and with some of the characters, people can, after like the first couple rounds, people find the hidey holes. So it's just 4 minutes of you trying to break it down, and then it decides who wins based on how many rounds were won by infected versus how many rounds were won by survivors. Yeah. Then there's also a killed confirm mode where you kill people,
Love kill confirmed.
collect the cube thing, which I forget what they're called, to gain points that way. But there's a couple different modes in arcade if you're just not feeling like doing a Search and Destroy standard S shooter mode. You can go to arcade and play a bunch of those.
So where would we put it on the board?
I've
got a double opinion on this.
I would currently,
Board.
standard and just gameplay wise, I would actually give it an 8.
All right.
In terms of as a whole, probably only like a 6.5.
Okay, so we're about on the
Yeah.
same wavelength.
I was gonna say gameplay wise, I could definitely see giving it an 8. That's exactly like I was thinking that before you said it. As a whole package, it can't be an 8 right now.
Yep.
If they make some changes to some stuff and make it a little more accessible, like characters more accessible and a little bit easier, like navigation wise, it could potentially be bumped up there. I'd probably just put it at like 7 for now, like for as an overall package, just because like I said, I play a lot of random like
You do.
flavor of the month games, and I've seen way worse menus and like money grabbing in that.
Oh, I mean, NetEasy are the same people that do Naraka. So, I mean, in Naraka Blade Points menus, it has quite a few sub menus as well, but it's not nearly as bad as this one.
Menu wise, this is one of the worst ones that I've played. Overall,
This menu is terrible.
Overall, it's not as bad as like I prefer the way this game does menus and stuff than I did in like First Descendant. And I played a lot of First Descendant.
Yes, you did. No, I'm in the same boat. In terms of gameplay, I think it's very firmly at an 8 just because it's so unique. It feels great. It's fun. Those are the 3 main things that we got to go for here. But like as a game, I mean, I feel like I'm being generous doing a 7. I'm thinking 6.5 or just 6.
Yeah.
Which is still, according to the board that we go by, is good and fine. So don't worry. That still means play the game. Check it out. It's free to play.
We stand
but-
by our statement of 7s are playable games.
Yeah,
Correct.
7 is a good game. It's like
Even 6 is a good,
I was gonna
can
say
be a good
on
fun game.
our game 6 is kind of where it's like
Take it with a grain of salt.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then but
But the gameplay is very good.
Yeah.
So play the game.
It's
So hopefully they'll fix it.
when you're in the game and you're searching for a game, perfectly fine.
And
Yep.
guess
In
what?
between game, when you're trying to figure out how to reclaim everything or navigate somewhere, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. It's a free-to-play game. You don't have to swipe. You can just go play the game.
Sure, and just enjoy it. It's fun.
I will probably play a decent amount of this game. I will refuse to swipe in this game. This will be. It was the same thing in First Descendant for me. I refused to swipe in that game.
Yeah.
As much as I enjoyed playing it, I was like, I'm not doing it.
But John, if you just buy like $1, you get Booker's Beach Party skin.
I do want that skin.
I don't, Zach. I have
Or Broker,
already,
not Booker.
I've already showed. I don't need to swipe. You saw my cool, like, I forget what they name the gun.
It's like some shark SMG.
It's
Yeah.
essentially the Vector submachine gun.
Yeah.
I got a purple shark skin.
Yeah, someone killed me with that earlier, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Because I saw it in the kill replay. I'm like, what is that gun? What is that skin?
The funniest thing was I got it. I picked the gun. This is the first time I used the gun. And then we get in a game. I go, hey, Zach, come check out my skin that I got. He turns. It starts looking down at the character next to him.
Because it's the character he's been playing
I
the
know,
entire
but
time.
he just looks down, and I'm just standing behind him. I go, Zach, I'm behind you. and then he turns around and goes, you've just been playing a lot of that guy.
He's been playing Jaguar the entire time, and suddenly, because you're not around, he goes and plays.
He was already picked.
I know that, but he was playing your character. I can't think of her name at the moment.
Nitro.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that shark skin is pretty cool. Like I said, someone killed me with it earlier, and I saw it in the replay.
The funniest thing was like that round. Zach like kills the final guy, takes his gun. We start the next round. He goes, "Look at the skin I stole."
That's exactly what I did. I was like, well, I don't have a skin. Pop! Your gun's mine now. It looks fancy.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
The game is incredibly fun right now.
Yeah.
It's one of those where, like, even like when you start playing against people who are like
Actually know how to play an
actually know
FPS.
how to play it and actually kind of get into it, it gets pretty challenging. But then it's still pretty fun because there's the maps are like decent size. They're pretty quick to navigate though.
Yeah.
You can get like there's been a few times where like I'll push up, like go one side, their entire team will go the other way, and you can get a pretty good flank off as long as they don't just rush in and absolutely destroy your team.
Right.
Which we did have happen one time where like there was smoke out in the middle of the map, and they like 4 of them just came running through, gunning us down. When none of us were ready for it.
Right. I also want to shout out, like, what kind of timeline did I end up in where both the multiplayer games I'm playing are both published by NetEase? What are the odds of that? But I mean, whatever.
NetEase is doing better as a publisher, not being as scummy.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what I told you though. You only really need one now because you play with us now.
Well, I still have the Marvel Rivals grind. Okay,
You don't have to do that.
I
You
have
don't have
the
to play
grinds.
Rivals.
I have
You
the
don't
grinds.
have to do that. You got Rocket to Lord. You're done.
No, now I got to get Luna the Lord and Groot and Strange. I got
Alex,
a list.
are you really trying to get to one above?
Hey,
I might be
Alex.
one above all. I might be
Alex.
Celestial. Yeah.
You keep acting that way, and you're gonna have to swipe to get characters.
No, all the characters are free.
No, you're gonna have to swipe to get characters in
FragPunk.
FragPunk with us.
All right, well, that's fair because I'll fall behind. So you're right. You're right on that front.
Which I'm curious. So I know you looked through the list of characters.
I looked through a few of them. I haven't decided who I'm getting next.
Did you ever look through them?
I briefly looked.
So you wouldn't have a really good idea who you'd want to grab?
Well, the one thing is,
No,
like,
not off the dome here on the spot on the show. No.
The first one I looked at, I think we were able to get for free through the event.
No, I misread that. So there's an event that's sort of chum related. You get more or less, there's 4 things you can do on there. 2 of them are worth 100 points. The other 2 are repeatable and are 50 each. The 2 that are 100 one is acquire chum, and the second one is win a matches chum.
Oh, I read that wrong too. I thought if you went through all of them, then you unlocked him and then got it. Okay.
Nope.
He's in consideration for a character for me.
Yeah, no, I started peeking at them all, and I said to myself, well, consider how much they cost. I'm not really worried about it right now. I'll look at this later.
Yeah, well,
That was basically my mindset.
if you log in tomorrow, you can make a choice. Because day 2 login is the free character statue.
Okay, I guess I got to figure that out then.
For me, I'm looking at Circuit or Sonar.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to hop on there tomorrow and pick a character.
Because Sonar, her kit's very similar to. I shouldn't say very similar. Is partially similar to Breach, who in Valorant, who I played a crap ton of during like the first 2 seasons of Valorant. So she seems very much in my wheelhouse. Circuit is a little bit more frag heavy in terms of she's going to be teleporting and displacing people. So.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. When I get home, I'll probably look through and figure out who I'm probably gonna unlock.
Yeah, I'm gonna figure that out. See, the one I may have another game in the rotation because I really want to buy 2K25. I may go buy that when we're done here.
WWE 2K25.
Yeah, just for context. Yeah, no, I really want to buy the Dead Man and the Bloodline edition and play it like tonight. I want to play the game so damn bad. I'm in such a wrestling mood right now. I want to play that game so damn bad right now. But no, FragPunk is just simply fun. You know, the trailer looked fun enough to even get John interested in it. That tells you something.
Yeah.
And it is just fun. So shout out to FragPunk. Hopefully it will, you know, kind of get a little straightened out on a few things. The console release comes out and it'll be great, and it's just a successful title. I just hope it doesn't get like super overshadowed by stuff, which I think would be tough because it's so unique. But like, you know, I want it to be able to stand on its own for a while.
I mean,
it's got a solid.
Last night at like around 11 o'clock or so.
Yeah.
Was when I finished playing, because I got a pretty good little rotation of games going on right now. But last night at like 11 o'clock, there was like 60K people playing. I didn't look today. But yeah, I got Wilds that I'm playing, FragPunk now, and then I'm bouncing back and forth on Remnant 2.
Yeah, saw that.
Which is a lot of fun.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, saw that. Shout out. Yeah. But yeah, no, shout out to FragPunk. It's very good, free to play. You should go check it out because it's simply just a fun game.
It has got a definitely solid foundation. So I mean, I definitely see this one staying around for a long time unless just something exceptionally drastic happens.
It's not a flavor of the month.
No,
is the best way to put it.
No. And as much as we've kind of harped on like terrible menuing system and everything, if you want to hop in, the game is fantastic to play. It's a lot of fun. Best of all, free game. You can hop in and try it. Pretty quick download too.
Yeah, didn't take me long.
In the age of like 100 gig games, this one was like
32.
Yeah, nothing.
Yep.
So you can hop in, download it, give it a try, see if it's for you.
Yep.
And if you don't want to deal with all the menus, the main menu is just a simple play button. So
yeah,
it just takes 2 clicks.
Yep.
A lot of what you'll be menuing to do is getting stickers.
True.
You know, there's apparently rarities of stickers, but I've yet to see anything besides common.
I don't know because the stickers, if you scroll down in the sticker thing,
there's sets.
There's whole sets of them, and I don't.
Yeah, because there's currently 3 pack sets. Because yes, the stickers are like trading cards.
I have a lot of the same ones.
So do I. Because you use one anytime you stick it on a gun, a profile. Use it as your.
It's one off.
Oh, they're consumable. They're consumable.
They're consumables.
Oh, didn't realize that.
That's why we're getting so many. They're consumables.
That makes sense.
That's okay. I got my dinosaur breathing fire.
Yeah, he switched off the octopus.
Nice.
Yeah, with her, I was like, I told Zach, I was like, hold on, I gotta find it, like, navigate and click on all this stuff so the notification goes away. And as I was doing it, I went, ooh, dinosaur.
Easy to please.